What's up, guys? So yeah, as I indicated in that previous video, I've got one more trick that I want to try out with the orange OR30 before I send it back, and that is to run the Fender Tonemaster Pro through this unit into a cabinet, into the mics, into the interface, and we're going to see how this digital unit sounds being powered by that amazing Class A cranked full tilt power section in this orange amp. I've got a lot more testing to do with the Tonemaster before I do a full review on it, but for this video's purposes, we're going to hear some of the high gain amps that they include in the unit with no cabinet simulation, no effects or anything like that, and it's basically just the amp, and I've got a couple of overdrive pedals set up in the unit itself. There's no EQing or anything like that going on either. And it's just going to be going straight into the orange, into the cabinet like normal. And for reference, this has the latest firmware update as of the 15th of August. So it's on the latest and greatest with a couple of new amp models in there. One of them in the SLO, which we're going to check out. All right, another big shout out to the guys at Zzounds for sending me this Fender unit to test out. I know I'm late to the party, but I think that after seeing all the awesome improvements that they've made with the firmware, I think that it's a good thing that I waited to try this out. So I'm going to go ahead, get the camera set up here so you can see what's on the screen, and we're going to get cracking here using the Lizzy Hale because it's the nastiest sounding guitar for these amp models. I've tried all the other guitars. This one wins by a mile, so let's get going. All right, the first amp on the deck is the Fender 5153. This is the blue channel, and as you can see by the controls here, I really don't have a whole lot of gain. It's at around 10 o'clock, and it is plenty for me. So, yeah. Close out of that, and this is the way I have my foot switches set up, by the way. You can see here in the iPhone camera. I like to have the buttons dimmed, the colors dimmed, so there's an easy color reference. And because the Helix stuff was the first of these modern modelers that I got into, I've just become accustomed to the color codes that they use for those effects. So my delay's green, my chorus is blue, I've got a drive, it's orange, a second boost that I've colored red, and then my decibel boost at the end of the chain is kind of like this teal color. So I haven't fully set up all of my patches yet, but just for reference, this is how I like to have it laid out. And again, we'll go through a lot of this in my full review video of the unit, but for now, this is what the 5153 blue channel sounds like through the orange OR30. And the Klon boost. All right, that boost is off, and this other one is the Enchantress boost, or the Enchanter boost. I'm not sure which one that one is. I'll have to do some more research into that. All I know is it sounds really good. All right, let's go to the next amp. All right, so you can see on the screen, this is the Soldano SLO model, and as the owner of a actual SLO, it is pretty accurate, I must say. And this one's got the depth control on page 2 over here, which is a nice touch. What I would like to see from Fender in the future is the outstanding crunch channel from the SLO added to this unit. I think that would be a fantastic add in a future update if they can pull that one off. So yeah, let's get going here. Again, got the same Klon and Enchanter boost on there. Exactly the same chain on all of these. All I did was swap out the amp, kind of dial it in how I wanted it to sound, and adjust the level and all that good stuff. And that's kind of how these are all set up. It was easy to kind of just copy and paste the full chain once I built it out how I wanted it. So this is the SLO, no boost. Let me crank the gain up a little bit more on that. It's about where I run the real SLO, and it's got a really good clarity when it's down there right around 9 or 10 o'clock. And at that point, it also takes boost really well. The real one does as well as this one. And just like the real one, this thing loves that Klon circuit boosting it up front. But for a little demonstration purpose, let's go ahead and get it up there near halfway. And just like the real SLO, it does thicken up and get really smooth and thick once the gain gets to about halfway. I'd never run my real one more than halfway. I think it's got too much of that thickness and smoothness in the top end. It loses the bite that I really like out of the circuit. All right, let's go to the next amp. All right, this one's the Bogner Uberschall, and this is the settings that I'm using. And I do have an EQ after the amp just to pull the low end down a little bit. It's just got this, it's got a little extra on the low end that the other amps don't have, and it throws it out of balance tone-wise with the rest of the amps. I think that if I were gigging with only the Uberschall model and not switching around different amps, I probably wouldn't have that on and would just handle the EQing through the mixer live. So yeah, that's what's going on there. And again, same boost pedals. This is just the amp. last but not least, the Plexi. This is the one that I actually gigged with this past weekend, and I've got it set up just a little bit differently than the other ones in that I've actually got a crunch setting and a high gain setting, specifically foot switch, set up in a foot switch, which you'll see here. So I've got crunch, high gain, and then I've also got the Enchanter boost pedal in there as well, but I really didn't use this at all. I mainly just would hit the high gain setting, which it tweaks a couple of amp settings, and that was perfectly adequate. A lot more gain than a real Plexi, I must say, but it does sound really good. So this is kind of what's going on with my Plexi patch right as of now. Now the crunch mode. Actually, let's go to the high gain mode because I got some other stuff I want to show you on the crunch mode. All right, crunch mode. This cleans up amazingly well. Check this out. Like, beautiful cleans, and that's exactly how I use this thing on stage, and man, sounded really, really good. Gotta admit, sounded really good. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up this video showing off the Fender Tonemaster Pro, going straight into the effects loop return of the orange OR30 into the Splawn cabinet. And I think it sounds phenomenal, and it's easily as good as the best modelers out there, and I would know because I've either owned or played them extensively, and the price is absolutely justified, and I'm going to stick with that. So anyways, lots more content for the Tonemaster Pro that I've got cooking up, and just I need to spend more time with it. Even though it is a very powerful unit, there are some tricks and things that I really want to make sure that I fully have wrapped my head around and can fully utilize on the stage. And right now I've got it set up in a very simplistic way, but a very familiar way that I've configured kind of the rest of the modelers, like my FM3, the Helix LT that I used for about a year. And it's in a familiar place with the configuration, but I really want to kind of poke at it to see what other ways I can use this thing. So yeah, stay tuned for more of that, including the full review, the post-gig report. I've got an acoustic show coming up this weekend that I'm going to be using this thing with, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, thanks to the guys at Zzounds for hooking me up with the Orange and this Tonemaster to try out for a little while and bring that content to you guys. If you are interested in trying out either of these, as well as literally anything else that I use in my video, I will have affiliate links where applicable, and other just random Amazon links and stuff like that to everything in the video that makes the sound that you hear happen. And then that's kind of for every video that I do. I try to get everything out there to you guys. So if there's anything that you like, then you've got that at your disposal if you want to check that stuff out. So if the YouTube algorithm magic somehow brought you to this channel and this video for the Tonemaster Pro, and maybe it's something that you're looking into yourself, I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss out on any other future content that I create for the Tonemaster Pro. I think that there are quite a few videos that I can do. I've got several other amps that I want to run this thing into, including the Fryette Power Station, and I want to hear what it sounds like through that, as well as the Boss Waza tube amp expander, and as well as I'm going to be running it into a FR, and I'm also going to see if I can get one of those Fender FR12 kind of bespoke FR speaker enclosures to run with this thing on the stage. So definitely stay tuned for that. Anyways, I thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.